Hello everyone, and welcome to Joker Week. The focus of this week is to kind of just have a character spotlight on the Joker, and we're going to be going over a whole bunch of things. We're going to be going over today top 5 stories from the Joker. We're going to be going over his origin later on this week, and we'll cap it off with my theory about the Robert Pattinson movie coming out. So without further ado, here's my top 5 favorite stories featuring the Joker. The first story I went with was Batman Volume 3, Death of the Family. This story is one of my favorites because it showcases the return of the Joker, who's been missing for a series of months, and he returns more horrifying and more terrible than ever, having had his face cut off by the doll maker. His face is being held on with a series of staples and belts and strapped to his head. In this storyline, he proceeds to hunt down every single member of the Bat family in a culminating event where he brings them all together, and he disappears yet again following a fight with Batman. It really was a terrifying story arc due to the horror factors tied into it and due to the psychological factors of Batman having to really take a look at his relationship with the Bat family, his relationship with Joker, and his fight against crime. Number 2 on my list is Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on a Serious Earth. This graphic novel is what Batman Arkham Asylum, the video game, is based off of, and it's a very in-depth and terrifying story. The reason I like it so much is because of the art style and because of how unlike other comic books it is. And this one is a very deep psychological thriller that shows the history of Arkham Asylum and the person who founded it. The Joker in this one isn't as directly hostile, even though he does hold a lot of hostages and he is very violent, but he looks downright terrifying in this one. Story number 3 is Batman Volume 7, Endgame. This one follows the death of the family and is another return of the Joker. This time he has his face attached, so don't worry about that. But he releases a virus into Gotham City which causes the Justice League to attack Batman and turns all of the citizens of Gotham into people resembling and acting like the Joker. In Death of the Family, Joker was trying to show Batman that he only needed Joker to be a good crime fighter. In this one, he's out for blood and he's out for revenge, trying to take the Dark Knight down any way he can. This storyline is so amazing to me because it doesn't just focus on Batman and Joker. It focuses also on Duke Thomas, whose parents are affected by the virus, on James Gordon and the trauma the Joker has caused him and his family. And it culminates with a final battle between Joker and Batman, which results in the both of them seemingly being crushed underneath Gotham City. Story number 4 is The Dark Knight Returns, written and illustrated by Frank Miller. I love this graphic novel because it is a classic, and it shows Batman in his much later years having retired from fighting crime, and Gotham City has gone to tatters, which requires him to come back and take on the mutants, but also to take on the Joker, who makes a return. In this story, the Joker has been in a catatonic state since Batman disappeared, not talking, barely registering anybody else, and as soon as Batman returns, the Joker comes back. He poses as having become sane and appears on a talk show where he then brutally murders everybody, causing Batman to come after him. They have a final battle at a theme park, which results in Joker pushing Batman so far that he finally breaks Joker's neck. It doesn't kill him, but the Clown Prince of Crime does hold it over his head as a victory, having pushed Batman to the point of crossing his line. When Batman refuses to finish him off, Joker cranks his own neck, causing it to break even further and killing him, in a way to further haunt Batman even in death. In story number 5, my personal top favorite is Batman White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy. White Knight showcases the Joker becoming sane. Batman has become more and more brutal and more brooding as a result of Alfred Pennyworth being sick and dying, and Joker obtains medication that he claims will help him become sane to prove just how much of a monster Batman has become. At the end of a long chase, Batman shoves all of the pills down Joker's throat in front of the Gotham City Police Department and many other witnesses. The result is Joker turning back into Jack Napier, who he was before he became the Joker. Jack Napier goes back to his old headquarters and finds who he thinks is Harley Quinn, but it turns out that the original Harley had left him and was replaced by somebody else without him even noticing, showing just how deep his psychosis was. He eventually reunites with the real Harley, and they go on a campaign against Batman and against the Gotham City Police Department. What's so interesting about this story to me is it shows Joker as a person, not just as a maniac or a supervillain, and it really goes into the good that he could do if he were to remain sane, and if he were to remain an ally of Batman and of the Gotham City Police Department. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you liked this video, shout out in the comments what your favorite Joker story is, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm looking forward to putting out the rest of the content this week for Joker Week, and I'm happy to have you guys join me. So remember everybody, the night is always darkest before the dawn. Stay healthy out there, and I'll see you in the next video.